What's the number one thing that you need to do in order to create a sufficient lifeblood for your agency? Whoa, I got kind of serious right there, but it's kind of a serious topic because this is the number one reason why people fail. Is because they don't ensure this. But yeah, anyway, if this is the first time that you're watching me, hey, hello, my name is Evan. I'm a digital advertising agency owner based out in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Mainly do Facebook advertising for our clients that are in real estate, info products, e-commerce, fitness, as well as nannying and babysitting. Yeah, if you want to check out more of what I do, you can check out my channel. I got plenty of videos all on there on social media marketing and all that sort of stuff. But today I want to talk about the number one thing that you need to do in order to start generating revenue for your agency, and that is appointment setting. And if you're not setting appointments for your agency and you're not setting meetings as an agency owner, as well as getting it for your staff, or you don't have a team that is setting appointments, well, you're not going to last very long in this industry, to put it frankly. Because if you're not setting appointments, then you're not talking to people. And if you're not talking to people, you're not getting any sales whatsoever. Because the most important aspect in growing your agency, especially if you're just in the beginning stages before you're making $10,000 per month, the best thing that you can do for yourself is be really good on the phone. And that's how you're able to get and close out 4-figure deals for your agency, and even 5-figure and 6-figure deals. 6-figure deals like my student Cameron. He just closed out a 6-figure deal for his agency, his SEO agency, which is honestly, it's freaking incredible with what you can do as an agency owner while selling on the phone, because you're not going to be closing out a multi-4-figure deal via text message or an email and only sticking to that. So yeah, today I just wanted to talk a bit about 3 ways on how you can set more appointments up for your agency and set more meetings up for your agency, because that's literally the lifeblood for your business. Because if you're not setting meetings and getting appointments for your business, like literally this isn't for you. So anyway, these are the 3 things that have worked for me in the past, as well as what's currently working for me in the present, in order for me to drive more business and get more appointments and meetings through my SMMA. So the first one is one that will 100% be very divisive amongst people within our industry, but I still believe it's the number one way to start closing out sales for your own business. Especially just at the beginning, when you have no case studies, you haven't worked with anyone before, anything along those lines, you need to get meetings ASAP. And the number one thing is cold calling. I know that some people don't like cold calling. I don't like cold calling, but even I had to do cold calling when I was just getting started with my agency, especially on days where I didn't have my sales reps or my appointment setters working for me. And if you want to see how I closed out some meetings for my own SMMA, you could check out the video. I'll post it right up here or on this side. I don't really remember which side that it's on, but it's a cold call video where live, there's no jump cuts or anything like that. I just pressed record, and my camera setting, it's a Nikon D5100, and there's a time limit of 20 minutes. And the video is around 18, 19 minutes, and you get to see me actually close someone for a meeting on that call for my SMMA. It's a couple years old as well, and this is what I did a lot of the time when I was just getting started, because it's the quickest way to get meetings, and the more meetings you have, the more likelihood that you're going to be closing them out for your business, your social media marketing agency. So number one thing is cold calling. You could check out my cold calling video, like I mentioned up there, and it's going to be down in the description and in the comment section as well, so you can check it out. And yeah, that's it. Literally, like, just copy the script that I do in that video, and you will close out some meetings for your own agency. And it is kind of niche specific a little bit in that video, but if you make your cold calls very niche specific, then you're going to have a lot more success with it than just a generic cold call statement and all that sort of stuff. And in order to get better at closing people out on sales calls is definitely to start doing some cold calling. So yeah, that's my number one tip. in order to start getting more appointments and meetings for your agency is to just start cold calling some businesses, man. What's the worst that someone's going to say to you? No? Okay. Well, it's like you never called in the first place. So maybe you'll get a message. Maybe you'll vibe with the business owner, crack some jokes and all that sort of stuff. Maybe you have some mutual friends. You have no idea. Just pick up the damn phone and call someone. That's all I want to say. And the biggest thing to do is just to start with 10 a day. Just start with 10 a day. That's 50 different businesses a week. And if you do that over a month, that's 200 businesses if you're doing that five days a week. So that's 200 businesses that you're going to reach out to. Are you not going to get a meeting with any of those 200 if you just call them? Like, odds, the closing rate for cold calls is around 1%, 1 to 2%. But my meeting closes for my own business with cold calling is much, much higher back in the day. But I don't do much cold calling anymore because I'll talk about it in number 3. But for outreach, number 3 is what we mainly focus on at Block E Media now in order for us to gain clients organically. But number 2 for getting meetings and appointments, as I look down on my list, number 2 is through cold messaging. And cold messaging is great to pique interest, but in order for cold messaging to be successful, and I've seen people have insane success with cold messaging where they don't even talk to the prospect until they get on a meeting with them, which is absolutely amazing. This is what I was doing also before. But the biggest secret with cold messaging is don't use like a stale script or anything like that. Don't use like a long paragraph, 2 sentences, 3 sentences. Make it as short and sweet as possible. And if you're going to send messages, and maybe you can send 7 or 8 congruently if it's like a text or a Facebook message, make them all super, super short. That's my based on my past experience, what's worked the best. Use some emojis, especially for when you're just DMing someone and stuff. So best places to do cold messaging, depending on your niche, of course, but you need to do your own niche research within that. And one of the best places where you can learn about doing that is through my program, Agency Supremacy, which is going to be down in the description and the comment section of this video, where you can check it out for yourself. My students are absolutely slaying it. My student Cameron, like I mentioned earlier, he closed out a 6-figure deal for his SEO agency just yesterday. Be it whenever you watch this. I'm filming this on Thursday. Is it Thursday? No, it's Friday. Oh my God, I don't even know what day it is anymore. Life as an agency owner, man. Today is Friday, October 23rd. So he did this he sent me a message at like 3 o'clock in the morning, because he was probably up or 3 or 4 with a client or whatnot, just trying to get the payment all settled through. But yeah, absolute crazy stuff. And he got that client through cold messaging and through the tactics that I talk about within Agency Supremacy. And one of the tactics that I mentioned in it is to keep those messages really, really short, keep them concise, and also touch base on multiple social media platforms. So if your target market, if they're hanging out on Instagram, and if they're also hanging out on LinkedIn, message them on both Instagram and LinkedIn and send them an email. Shoot them a message on Facebook. Do they have a Pinterest? Send them a message on Pinterest. A YouTube channel, comment on a couple of their videos. There's so many ways to do outreach, and trust me, I get pitched quite a bit as an agency owner for different people that want to work with me, or different people that have different services or knickknacks that think that they can drive more sales or do ads better than me, which I'm more than fine with listening to. But yeah, one of the best ways to do it, and one of the ways that will get my attention, is if you message me on a bunch of different platforms all at once. Then I know that you did your research and you want and you got my attention. If you message me on 4 different platforms, 5 different platforms, you have my attention. And that's what I teach my students is to reach out to 4 or 5 different social media platforms. If this is someone that you think that you can make sales for and someone that would be a perfect fit for your agency, message them on as many platforms as possible. And just a simple 2 or 3 word hey, how's it going? Or hey, it's Evan, just following up with a quick quick, like say like this is on Instagram, for example, I'll make a comment on or reply to a story or something like that. Like, hey, it's Evan, just wondering if you got my message on LinkedIn yesterday or the day before or a couple hours ago. All that sort of stuff. And it might be a bit more detailed on LinkedIn, for example. So yeah, a whole bunch of segues so that people sometimes check their social media channels like differently, depending on who they are and what kind of niche that they serve. So yeah, that's number 2 for the lifeblood of your agency, is to start doing cold messaging, pairing up with cold calling. Especially if you're pairing it up with cold calling, it's very good. You could put both of them together, and you can get through a lot of gatekeepers that way too, where if you mention on the phone and you're cold calling or warm calling someone, say you message them on LinkedIn a couple days previously or a couple days before, and then you pick up the phone, you call the number of whatever prospect that you're going after, you call the number that's on their website or on Google, and a gatekeeper will pick up. Just mention like, hey, Deborah, I messaged Cheryl. I'm just following up with Cheryl as we messaged on LinkedIn a couple days ago. Just wondering if you could put me in touch with her. So yeah, just something along those lines so that there's familiarity with who you're going after, and just saying that you're following up from a conversation that you had on such and such platform. It makes cold calling a whole lot easier when you pair both of those up just like that. So yeah, a lot of those principles I teach inside of my program, Agency Supremacy. If you want something for free, there's also a free training that I have down in the description box as well. Free training on social media marketing, a whole big video playlist as well that's in there. So yeah, check it out if you want more details on social media marketing, or just check out my YouTube channel as well. Just check out this channel. I have so many videos on social media marketing. I upload 3 per week, guys. Three pieces of content per week. So check it out. Check it out on the channel. So yeah, so those are the 3 different pieces of 2 different ways on how you can start getting clients to get onto meetings, because you need people to get onto meetings and create appointments for us. So the first one is cold calling, second one is cold email, and the third one, I'm just looking down my sheet right now, third one is what I do, and the third one is content. So there's 3 C's that have to go with the lifeblood of your agency. First one, be it cold calling, second one, cold messaging, and the third one is content. Content is what I utilize now in order to drive meetings and get appointments for my agency. And one of the reasons why content has been working for me is because I've been doing it now for a couple years. So I have content that has been stored up for years. I've been reaching out to various businesses and people that watch my videos and all that sort of stuff. And the content that I use on my Instagram page, for example, and the outreach that I do on Instagram for different businesses and different people, if they're agency owners and all that sort of stuff, the content that I use on Instagram, I'm able to retarget people who engage with me on Instagram for 365 days. Retargeting, because I'm an ads agency, so I'm running ads. There's so many people in our industry of social media marketing that teach people about Facebook ads and then don't actually run the ads themselves. I was actually quite shocked getting into this industry and how many few people don't actually practice what they preach. I practice what I preach. Check the Facebook ads library. Look up Blocky Media on the Facebook ads library. You'll see that I'm advertising. So yeah, that's the big thing, is content. And as soon as you have a surplus of content, it's going to be a lot easier for you to create those retargeting and create value for people, because the more content that you're putting out to people, it's only inevitable that more people are going to be finding it out or clicking through on a few different things. And that's how I've been able to close out full service agency clients for my business, is through this piece of content. So videos just like this, these free videos on YouTube, allows me to close out high 4-figure deals for my marketing agency. So yeah, those are the 3 tips. And if you're just getting started, you could start doing content right away. But usually, especially for YouTube, sometimes it takes 6 to 12 months or so to warm up the SEO in order for YouTube to start promoting you organically. So it does take time and it does take work. And the amount of work that you're putting into it previously and before is going to well surpass the numbers that will show up later on if you continue to remain consistent with your content. So yeah, those are the 3 tips in creating the lifeblood for your agency, the lifeblood of your agency. And that's cold calling, there's cold calling, there's cold messaging, and also creating content. So those are 3 different avenues on how you can get appointments for your agency. And the more appointments that you're getting, the more business owners and decision makers that you're talking to on the phone, the higher the odds that you're going to be able to close them on that meeting. So yeah, if you enjoyed this piece of content and you got some value from it, I would love it if you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. I've got 3 social media marketing videos that go out every single week on this channel. So be sure to hit the bell if you want to be notified of it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and I forgot to mention this one thing. If you would like my agency script, it's going to be linked into Agency Supremacy. It's an agency script that has allowed my students to close out those high 6-figure as well as 4-figure and 5-figure deals with their marketing agency. It's an amazing script. You can only get it within Agency Supremacy. But yeah, if you guys leave me a comment down below asking about the meeting script, and I get enough feedback on it, I'll definitely make a video on the meeting script and how I can close people out on the call the very first time, and how we do it at Blocky Media. So yeah, this time I think I am logging off. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, sub, all that sort of stuff, or whatever these YouTubers all say. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you got some value out of it. Ciao, ciao for now.